Welcome everyone. In this video we will be discussing about the Forsyth notation. Forsyth notation is a very simple and practical way of recording the moves. Now in Forsyth notation we have to begin with the blacks end of board and take each line from left to right and follow the three basic rules. The first rule is to put the figures for the empty squares. The second rule is to put the initials for the pieces. And the third rule is to underline the black pieces to distinguish them from the white. Now as per the procedure, we have to begin with the black end of the board, which is this side, and then we have to take each line from left to right, which is in this fashion, from left to right. Now we will take an example to understand how to record the moves. So this is the situation in the game, and we have to record this situation using the Forsyth notation. Now if we consider this 8th row, so in this row all 8 squares are empty, so we write 8 over here. Similarly for the next row, that is the 7th row, all 8 squares are empty, so we write 8 again for the 8 empty squares. And same goes for the next 6th row. Now if we consider this row, since we are going from left to right, we have to consider this square first. So the first square is empty, so we write 1 because one square is empty. The next square is occupied by the black pawn, so we write initial for the piece, that is P. Again as we move towards right, one square is empty, so we write 1. Now the next square is occupied by the black king, so we write the initial for the king, that is K. The next square is empty, so we write 1, and the next square is occupied by the black pawn, so the initial will be P. Again as we move towards the right, one square is empty, so we write 1, and again the next square is occupied by the black pawn, so we write P. Now considering this 4th row, as we move from left to right, we get 2 squares empty, so we write 2. Now since the squares are occupied by the black pieces, we have to use the third rule over here, that is we have to underline the black pieces to distinguish them from the white. So we have underlined the black pieces over here in this way, which distinguishes them from the white. Now considering the next row, that is the 4th row, as we move from left to right, we get these first 2 squares empty, so we write 2 over here. The next square is occupied by the black pawn, so we write P for that. The next square is empty, so we write 1. Again the next square is occupied by the black pawn, so we write P. Again the next square is empty, so we write 1. And the next square is occupied by the black pawn, so we write P. Now since all these squares were occupied by the black pieces, we underline them to distinguish them from the white pieces. And the last square on the 4th row is occupied by the white pawn, so we write P over here, but we don't underline it since we have to underline only the black pieces. So white pieces will remain as it is. Now if we consider this 3rd row, we have to move from left to right, so we find these first 2 squares empty, so we write 2 over here. The next square is occupied by the white pawn, so P for it. Next square is empty, so we write 1. The next square is occupied by the white king, so we write the initial for the king, that is K. The next square is empty, so we write 1. Again for the next square we write P, and for the next square we write 1. Now on the second row, as we go from left to right, we see that 6 squares are empty, so we write 6. The next square is occupied by the bishop, so the initial for the bishop is B, so we have to write B over here. And the last square is empty, so we write 1. And again since this first row is empty completely, that is all 8 squares are empty, we write 8 for representation. So in this way, after making each move in the game, you have to record all the positions. So this is all about the Forsyth notation. In the next video we will discuss about the algebraic notation or the modern notation. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and thanks for watching. And again same goes for the next first row, that is over here all the 8 squares are empty, so we write 8 again. So in this way you have to record each and every position after making every step in the game. And this is how you use the Forsyth notation to record the moves in the game. So this is all about the Forsyth notation. In the next video we will discuss about the algebraic notation, or the modern notation. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and thanks for watching.